Okay class, we're back with another lesson on Eminence of the Shadow. No phones, grab a snack, and lock the f in, and subscribe. And let's get into it. Now we start in a castle with Shadow and all of his shadows. And they're telling him, yeah, after we packed up them boys from the cult, they've been too scared to even show face, they don't want any smoke. But there's been a crazy amount of funds running into the lawless city. We don't know where it's coming from, but we definitely know they got that shit from a rug pull. And then out of nowhere, a red moon shows up. Hold up, Mata. Everyone's scared, but Shadow says, Naruto, we rock with One Piece over here. I'ma take care of this shit. Now we go to the lawless city and we see Goldie and this bald guy standing in front of this tower. And basically, this city just has vampires. They're at the front just waiting, and then we see my homeboy laughing at the top of the tower. Yes, that is him. That's how he gets after he hasn't had play in years. But he says, you weak ass can't come in here. I know he ain't talking about us. We ain't weak, let us in. So he takes his robe off, and it's Shanks? What the? Bro, go find the One Piece gang. They go at it, and all we see is just blood spilled. Now we cut to Cid and he's being dragged by his sister in the lawless city, and she's also here to kill vampires. So they're walking down the strip and some guy's like, hey, we got some pets, you guys want one? Now you think they have like a German Shepherd, a Chihuahua or something? No, they got Goldie and this bald guy as pets. Yeah, love. Now Cid keeps walking and he sees a ghoul getting beat up by these humans, and ghouls are just vampire underlings. He looks up at the sky and we see a shockwave from the red moon, and with that, the ghoul turns crazy and goes after everyone. He even turns the other human into a ghoul. Hold on, don't tell me this is Sinners. But then Fine Shit sees him about to get attacked and she just kills the ghoul right in front of him. Listen guys, that was a high level skill right there. He used his aura to attract the baddie. He didn't go and chase her. So she says her name is Mary and she's an ancient vampire hunter. But she says the frenzy has started. Now the ghouls are attacking everyone. They even went to the red light district. So of course, Shadow comes through, saves this gal and says, we're out of time, go save yourself while you can. Now Cid's sister goes and meets Mary and she says, I'm looking for my bro, have you seen him? Your bro? Yeah, I've seen him. I'm pretty sure he got taken to the tower as a sacrifice though, he might be cooked. Y'all already know Cid's sister don't play about him. So they team up and go for that tower. But there's even more people in this battle too. We got the White Fox bad gal, and we also have Juggernaut. So these two start fighting, and what do you think Shadow does? Yes, he goes in and aura farms and breaks it up. My name is Shadow's host. Y'all ain't the MC. Nigga, who the f are you? I just said I'm Shadow. But with that, Juggernaut just breaks through the front door and they all go their separate ways. But Shanks sees Shadow and he's like, I can't sense this guy's power. He must be weak as hell.
He don't got a clue in the fucking world.
And he goes to attack him and bro literally sees his arms and his limbs just flying off. Like, okay. Now Claire and Ancient Shit run into Beta and Shadow Garden. And they're like, what the f y'all hoes? Us? We're Shadow Garden. But listen, we ain't even trying to fight y'all. Do your thing and we'll do ours, alright? So Claire and Mary are going in, tag teaming these vampires, and they walk up the tower and Juggernaut appears. He's on demon timing. Hey, ho ass, where is the queen? He's literally punching through these vampires. Now, they're watching from behind the wall and they're like, yeah, we don't want no smoke with this guy, let's just get out of here. But he senses them and pulls up on them with the quickness, and he gives Claire a rude punch to the face. Like, damn, I swear she's a kid. Claire, you good? But bro says, don't look away from me. And he hits Ancient Shit too. But Claire ain't done yet. She walks up and stabs his foot. Mary don't look too good though. She looks worse than Yamcha. And out of nowhere, she kisses Claire. What the?
Shout out to the LGBTQ PS5 HDMI, bro.
With that, she regenerates herself and she goes crazy with the blood magic. This Juggernaut guy is insane though. He goes right behind them, right at Claire, and she don't have enough time to react to this. She's saying her goodbyes. Y'all already know Shadow ain't gonna let his sis go out like that, so he steps on bro's sword and kicks him out of the tower. Now we learn, thousands of years ago, vampires used to have a field day with these humans. But then the humans flipped the script on them. They're burning them and killing them easy. The Blood Queen said, you know what? Let's just live with the humans. And over time, they lost their powers and they could go out in the sun. Then one day, when all the vampires go crazy, the Blood Queen was starving for some blood. And this guy gave her some blood and she literally killed everybody. When she realized what she did, shorty put herself in eternal sleep. Now we turn to this Crimson guy and he's about to put this heart into this sacrifice and bring the queen back. This Shadow guy pulls up again, aura farming, and says, I am atomic, and just destroys him. Like, damn. Bro really beat the villain before the boss could come. So Claire and Mary come out and they're looking for Cid. But then the tentacle thing just stabs Claire and the queen drinks her blood. But the shadows come in, cut her out, and cut the Blood Queen's head off. This queen ain't done yet though. She reattaches her head and they all go at it. The queen's using some blood bending and she even freezes them too. They end up blowing her up, but that shit don't do nothing. And she finally starts to wake up. Yes, this gal was sleeping the whole time. Juggernaut comes back up the tower on smoke and punches her, but she don't feel nothing. And he gets thrown to the ground. Now she's raining down blood at all of them and it's looking grim. And we learn she's taking their blood and healing herself. She even transforms their demon blood too. Yeah, she's crazy. At this point, I would just start praying whatever god you believe in. If you believe in the sky, start praying. Claire comes back into the fight, but it's not Claire anymore. It's OG ancient shit. The queen shoots, but ancient shit takes the blood and shoots it back, and they're having a whole war. Then she says, let me lock in. I am the atomic. But Claire's body can't handle the power and her arm breaks. But she says, you know what? I was only buying time until he arrives, and Shadow pulls up again. So him and the queen go at it, but he can't go all out because he has to defend his people. Sorry, I mean he has to protect his money. The man is serious about his bread. But all of his money breaks and he gets pissed. He goes straight in her face and they go at it again, sword versus scythe. And he tells her, you dying today. Wait, what's your name, gang? And he says, I am Recovery Atomic? And he turns everyone back to normal. What type of power does this guy have? Bro just does whatever he wants. Now, after this, we learn there's a guy named Garter who's been going after all the businesses who are making way too much money and just ending them. What he really needs to be going after is Spirit Airlines. And the shadows are not gonna let this keep happening. So they get the drop on the people and they pack them up easy. Now, Shadow has his own little thing he's working on. The man turns into a super secret elite agent and he meets with Fox shit. And now he goes by the name John Smith. Basically, bro's really only joining them because he wants bread. Which I can't even be mad at, you know, go get your bag. Essentially their plan is, while everybody's fighting each other for power, we're gonna go in and take everything for ourselves. Now with this plan, he's also going against Alpha and them too, because they're a serious corporation. They even got their own money circulating. So Cid goes to the market with his friends and he sees that the Mitsugoshi organization, which is the Shadows, their influence is crazy. If he doesn't deal with this now, it's gonna be a problem. So he links up with Fox shit again, and the plan they come up with is add a bunch of counterfeit bills into the market and make all the regular people lose trust in what they have in their wallets. Not gonna lie, that's actually a crazy plan. If it was me, I would've just went and packed everybody up. Now Shadow and Delta go on a mission, spinning the block on the ops. Now at this point, everybody's already packed up. Shadow's just counting his money. But one of the last people says, hold up, I'm your brother, shorty, you can just let me slide, right? And this Delta girl says, nah, you weak as hell boy, and kills him with her own blood. Now we see this Getten guy, and he's the real leader of the major corp. He's pissed because he's just losing bread. Now he thinks it's the Mitsugoshi people, so he sends a bunch of mandem after the Mitsugoshi group, but then they run into the Shadows. They think everything's sweet and they get packed up easy. Now Getton's pissed. He's like, I can't count on none of y'all, and he starts crashing out and he says, I'ma take care of this myself. Back to Jon Snow. A subordinate of the Fox says production of the bills are ready and they're really about to take over. In this cave, they're just printing all this money out. They even made the fake money look better than the real money. I'm not gonna lie, I deadass need this in real life. If you know somebody, holla at your boy. And we learned this Getten guy took Wolfshit's parents out and gave her the scar. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, John needs to get it back in blood for that one. Now the Shadows find the train that's carrying all the counterfeit bills, so they pull up and they walk in looking for their target, thinking everything's sweet, but they forgot who John Smith is. He ties them up with string. Shorty tries to cut it with the knife, but the knife breaks. Rose tries to go in and fight, but he says, your father, shorty. And he ties her up too and throws them girls out the train. After that defeat, they report back to Alpha and they're like, We got cooked by some John? John who? Jon Snow? Nah, John Smith. That guy probably just as strong as you. And with that, they agree to send Delta to go fight John Smith. Now back to John, he's just chilling, he's looking outside and he sees something. He's like,
I know that ain't who I think it is.
and it's Delta and she comes right at him and they start fighting, breaking the train. But now Delta's trapped. And he's like, you should have known your place before you even tried to fuck with me. But Delta starts smelling and she's like, oh, it's the boss. So he tells her, listen, I'm on a super secret mission. Don't tell nobody. Go to the lawless city and hunt that Juggernaut guy. Now Alpha and them want John Smith really dead because in their minds, Delta is up there with King Von. To make matters worse, Geton and the major corporate alliance want him dead too. So now shit's really about to get serious. So John is back on the train, but this time someone new pulls up on him and it's Alpha. How you doing, bitch? I'm here to get my get back. They go at it and he's like, you dodge good. But she says, wait, hold on. There's only one can have this power. Shadow? What are you doing here? I ain't Shadow no more. The name's John Smith. And Alpha starts to crash out because her mentor really just changed teams. She goes in and she cuts John. He just grabs her sword. He does top sensibility and gives her a rude force pump off the train. With the Shadows group completely off, this Geton guy figures out that it's the Fox who's really messing up with his bread. So we cut back to John and he's out here killing everybody because he gets to keep all the money to himself at this point. But apparently they've lost contact with Fox shit. And we look and we see all of the money that was stashed is gone. So now Shadow's pissed because bro doesn't play about his bread, we know this. So Geton and Fox shit are going at it and he's getting dog walked by her. And bro is Stevie Wonder. He's like, if only I had money and power. Like bro, go chase a bag and stop complaining. But you already know, he got that perk 50 on him. So he pops the perk, pulls up on Fox shit, and cuts her again. He even gets eyes too, like what type of perk is this? He goes to finish her, but John Smith comes and gives him a rude punch. So they go at it, and bro's like, where's my money, hoe? You stole from me first, bitch. So they keep going at it. Geton gets hit bad. Hey, I'm not gonna ask again, where is my money? And he goes to pop another perk, but John gives him a rude kick instead. Now he's just punching him, trying to make him talk. And finally he falls to the ground and Shadow ends up stealing his gal too. This is crazy.
It's an evil world we live in.
Now they're at a hot springs, but some crazy magic power appears and we see a water dragon, Tobirama? They all get ready to go fight on some Sailor Moon shit, and they cut up the dragon and Alpha comes and finishes it off easy. Now we see Rose and 3 other Shadows go out on a mission to find out what's really happening with the cult, because they've been quiet, too quiet. And they pull up and they see all the men in the organization. And hold on, they got a USB and a pole? Don't tell me this is the early design of the PS6. He uses a card and unlocks some next magic power. And then we see her mom walk in. Huh? And she actually uses the key. With that key, she gets a Chrome Hearts ring. With this ring, you will attract all bad bitches in a 10-mile radius. Don't believe me, go buy it. Boom, Shorty tries to kill Rose's mom, but Rose ain't letting that slide. But she gets a rude hit to the face. Bitch, you're not worthy to be with the Shadows. We should have never helped you. Now after that altercation, we got some serious problems. Rose returns to the castle with her mom, and this Knights of the Round Table guy they went to capture wasn't even there, or a perv hat. So Shadow says, aight, new plan. I'ma make Rose a monarch and then take her out. Now remember the gal Shadow saved from the ghouls? Yeah, he went back, seen that she was struggling, stole money from bandits, and dropped it on her doorstep just so she could pay rent. I don't know what type of trick that guy is, but I might be that kind of trick too. Now we cut back to the Shadows fighting, and this purple girl is putting in work, but she's at her wit's end. She can't keep fighting. And she just sees all of her people packed up too, bleeding. But out of nowhere, our Ghoul appears. He pulls up and hits her with that guru power, and she packs this guy up easy. Then we learn Rose is actually getting married to perv asshat. Shadow starts to crash out. He's like, it's our Ghoul, ain't it? It's our Ghoul! Bro literally has over 50 hoes and he's pressed over one.
How greedy!
So him and Epsilon go and infiltrate the castle. She's a world-renowned piano player and he's her #1 student. But it's not just them. Bear Shadows are infiltrating too. Then out of nowhere, Perv Asshat pulls up and he's trying to spit game on Epsilon, but that's not his ball. He even tries to get Cid out of the ball game by saying play some piano and show us you're not a fake. So bro locks in, hits him with the Mozart, and they all start crying. And he steals all their jewelry too, and the Chrome Hearts ring. So Cid goes out in the field, and somehow he gets a new ball, and she's telling him all about Rose, everything that's happening. But then a next guy pulls up and tries to press Cid, saying that's his shot. Word of advice, never be this guy, okay? There's way too much gal in the world to fight over one. Now we see Rose and she's like, shit's about to get serious, and Cid pulls up on her, climbing her balcony like he's Romeo. So he asks her, shorty, are you not my ball anymore? How could you leave the game? But she says, forget about me. Someone else got their name on this ball. He even uses his final move, Hall of Fame manipulation, but that didn't work on her either. Now Perv Asshat pulls up on her and instantly starts abusing her like it's the 50s. And we learn her mom will only survive if she marries him. That's why she's doing this. And with the power of the ring, they can just take people out easily, so they really gotta figure this out quickly or everyone's cooked. Now Perv is on the phone with someone else and he says, hey, you better get this shit sorted out, gang. Once you do, you'll be in the rounds. And to make matters even crazier, the man is literally cracking Rose's mother. Nah, he's actually crazy for this. That's out of pocket.
Out of pocket. What do you gain from that?
Now we start with our shadows going in fighting the rounds, and this guy thinks he got the drop on her, but she smiles and kills him. Back in the castle, Cid says, okay, so I just need to free Mama Rose, and then I can turn Rose into a tyrant and then take her out. We're blessed. So he goes to find her mom. And what do you think he sees? He literally sees her mom swapping spit with Perv Asshat. And he tells her, don't worry. Once we're married, we got no more use for Rose. We don't care about Rose. And she says, you'll kill her as soon as you're done. Then marry me, right? Huh? Nah, I don't know what type of manipulation, gaslighting he put on her, but that's insane. Now Shadow pulls up on Rose. And she's like, you here to kill me, ain't you? Nah, come with me, I'ma show you the truth. Now we cut to her mom literally just getting cracked. And we learn she was in on it this whole time. She was using the original king, Rose's dad, just like Perv Asshat was. Nah, this is crazy. And Rose is just here watching and she's throwing up and the girl literally passes out. Now Cid is playing piano on her deck and then he disappears, but he left the ring there by accident and Rose takes it. Now it's finally the day of the wedding and Perv is thinking about all the shit he'll do when he gets in power. Buy a jet, buy a car, make a new state with only bad bitches. He goes to open the box, but the ring ain't there and he's literally crashing out. Mordred calls him and says, hey, the arrangements have been made, gang. The 12th seat is yours after you finish this wedding. So now he really knows he's cooked. So Rose walks out for the wedding and they're taking their vows. Do you fuck with Perv Asshat and you'll rock with him in sickness and in health? Hell nah. That he's been cracking my mom. And then she puts the ring on and a blast shines in the sky. Now we see a video message from the former king and he says, guys, I'm probably dead by now. I've been getting drugged and it's that Perv Asshat guy. So everyone starts paging Perv Asshat. And Rose pulls out her sword and cuts the man's head off, and it falls right in front of her mom. Yeah, ho, that was your last time getting cracked. But her mom's head gets cut off too by this Mordred guy. He was in disguise the whole time. He pulls out some next device and uses it to open a door, and he finally brings down Black Rose, and a fucking dragon pulls up? Hold on, isn't that from Bakugan? What is he doing here? Now everyone's just getting killed left and right, but our goat Shadow comes in with the quickness and just cuts its arm off. But the dragon ain't done yet. It spawns a bunch of baby dragons and regenerates. Now this Mordred guy is like, alright, you kinda strong, but who the fuck are you? Me? You're asking me? And everybody stands up and our goat's like, I am Shadow. So boom, they go at it and Shadow punches the dragon. Mordred busts out his sword and he has an invisible slash. But Beta and the Shadow start flaming him. They're like, you know that ain't your move. You bragging about something that ain't yours? You really not that strong, eh? So they go at it, clashing. We cut to Rose and she's making sure everyone's getting evacuated, and all we see is Mordred fly to the ground right by her. Bro is really getting cooked right now. And they're like, don't tell me you're crying because it's a 2v1. You're not playing fair, lol. He tells them outside of our world, there's infinite other worlds on some multiverse shit. And that sometimes the worlds collide and they connect. Basically, this world didn't used to have magic at all. And the Black Rose is really just a gate to another dimension. So he's giving his whole speech. And we just see the dragon's arm fall down and Shadow uses his string and slices it up easy. Now Mordred's really going through it because that was supposed to be the strongest thing in the world. He's like, I must be dreaming or I have to be on that dut pack, there's no other way. And then he just puts his head in the dragon. Everyone's like, what the hell is this guy doing? But then he actually fuses with the dragon and gets some next form. So he pulls up on Shadow and Shadow's like, bro, give it a rest, gang, you're not winning. So he hits Shadow away, but they keep going at it. But Shadow's just talking shit. Not gonna lie, gang, even with this power up, you still weak as hell, boy. You're not even on Delta's level, boy. And he hits him all the way to the sky, dodges his attack, then combos him, and now he's in space. Then Shadow uses his power and says, I am atomic, and destroys him. Everybody can see it. But then a black hole appears and Shadow touches it with his finger and it sucks him in. Pause. And the world he's in now is just like his last world, but now they got powers. So that means the return of stylish Thug Slayer. Alright, that is all for this episode. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment down below. Let me know what you thought about the video. Let me know what else you want me to do. That's basically a wrap for this series. I enjoyed doing it. Hopefully they make a season 3 too. I haven't seen any confirmations or anything like that, but praying they make a season 3 because I really enjoyed this one. Let me know what else you guys want me to do, preferably a series so I can keep doing it. But yeah, I'm gonna keep doing the weekly One Pieces. Hopefully a Kuroko is coming soon. Let me know what you guys think about that. We could do another Scissors too. Might run the To Be Hero X or the Chunin exams. I'm gonna do them all eventually. I just gotta come up with a schedule. Also, if you guys are still here this long, I wanna make a second channel. Let me know what type of second channel you wanna see. IRL vlogs, challenges type of thing. Or I could do the same thing. Or I can make another channel, make the same type of content, but just not on anime type of stuff. Shows, movies, etc. Let me know what you want to see. And yeah, appreciate all the love, all the support. Hopefully we get to 50K by the 15th. And yeah, I'm going to catch y'all boys, girls, everybody in the next blood clot video, Mayu.